All right, traders, I've found the next stock that is about to crash. This is a trade where I'm going to be using my large account as well. I'm going to be putting in multiple five figures with the expectations of making at least the next 2 years of my rent. With that being said, I'm going to walk you through my entire trading plan step by step on how I'm planning to make a very lucrative trading return, day trading this, and also potentially swing trading the put options on this stock. Let's get straight into it. So the ticker symbol is going to be Roku. And what I want you to understand is this is a very rare setup that does not come around too often. This is one of those, legacy household name plays, full confidence A1 setups, right? With an extremely high win rate. Am I going to be right 100% of the time? No. But what I am going to do is I'm going to make sure I get the perfect entry, and I'm going to make sure that I put myself in the best position to succeed possible as a trader and minimize my risk, cut my losses extremely quickly, and let my wins run without giving back a bunch of profit if it goes against me. With that being said, let's get right into the setup. The setup is going to be Roku. Roku's about to crash this week, and I'm going to explain to you why I believe that is. And I'm also going to walk you through what put options I'm planning to buy. In terms of the put options, I would recommend the August 12th. You can also consider August 19th if you want a little bit more time. That's if you decide to swing trade this. I'm going to walk you through the swing trading confirmation. And in terms of the puts, if you do like to play riskier and go out of the money, you can do that on this. Just don't go too far out. And I would make sure your expirations are overall close to the stock price in terms of where we're planning to enter. Now, with that being said, let's get right into it. So what I want you to understand is that Roku is the next Walmart. What do you mean Roku is the next Walmart? Well, do you remember how I told you Crocs was the next Roku? Remember how I told you when Crocs releases earnings, the stock's going to crash, and the people who bought puts before earnings made over 80% return in one single day holding, right? Remember that when I told you that, Crocs was going to be the next Roku? Roku was chopping up. Earnings came out, massive gap down. Crocs was chopping up, overextended to the upside. Earnings came out, massive gap down. Well, now I'm telling you that Roku is going to be the next Walmart. This is a gap close reversal. This is an A1 full confidence household high confidence setup. Does not get better than this. Take a look at Walmart here. It gaps down, it explodes up, almost fills this gap, has a reversal. Fills this gap, has a reversal. Gaps down, overreaction to the upside, fills the gap, has a reversal. What did I also tell you about Walmart in my videos? I told you if 132 reacts as a resistance, right here at 132, if you ever see it react as a resistance, which it did on this day, if you ever see a stock that has an overreaction to the upside and it closes and fills the gap and forms a bearish candlestick on the daily, which is not determined until the last 5 minutes of the close, we don't know what this candle is going to look like until the close. So in terms of swing trades, we wait until market close, right before the market closes. And if it fills that gap and forms a bearish candlestick on the daily, that's confirmation to swing trade puts right here, and then Walmart crashes the next day. Well, I just showed you the blueprint and the pattern for our next upcoming trade where we're absolutely about to bank on, which is going to be Roku. It's the same exact setup as Walmart. Gosh, man, I could feel this tickle in my throat with this COVID, and I could feel the cough coming, but who gives a fuck? Like, money does not sleep. So with that being said, I need to put you on to this setup and walk you through this trading plan. So what I want you to understand about Roku and why I think it's going to crash, we have the gap close reversal. There was a gap to fill at 85.17. Right here, it got to high of 85.06. It almost filled the gap. It started to sell off. It's forming lower highs. It's trying to crash. It's trying to have a partial gap close reversal, right? It's the same pattern as Walmart. It gaps, excuse me, it gaps down. It explodes up to the upside. It partially fills the gap. Then it starts to sell off. And you can see right here, it recently gapped down. It filled the gap, had a gap close reversal, sold off hard. Interesting how that works, right? And if you go back throughout the history of Roku, this stock has a strong foundational history of when it gaps down, quickly exploding back up, having an overreaction to the upside to correct the overreaction to the downside. And when it fills the gap right here, it has reversal and sells off. Roku has a strong history of doing this time and time again. There was a gap to fill right here. It almost fills the gap, has a reversal. Gap to fill right here, almost fills the gap, has a reversal. right? Gap to fill right here, almost fills the gap, has a reversal. Here's another reason why I love the idea of puts on Roku. If you study the past 3-month trend or even the longer term trend, this is, excuse me, this is a horrific stock. This is such a phenomenal stock to buy puts on, right? Whenever it has a nice move up to the upside, it tends to not last very long. Doesn't last very long, comes crashing back down. Doesn't last very long, comes crashing back down. And look at the recent trend. It spikes for about 1 week max, crashes right back down. Spikes, 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 crashes right back down, right? So the overall trend of this chart, the best thing you could possibly do on Roku is to simply wait for it to gap down, have an overreaction move to the upside, close the gap, and then once it closes the gap, buy the put options. That is the best way to play Roku and swing trade put options. Now, these are the A1 setups. This is what you want to find. You want to find terrible charts consistently pushing for new 52-week lows or new all-time lows, whatever, right? And you want to find them gapping down, overreaction to the upside, fills the gap, gap close reversal. It does this over and over and over again, right? And it's not just the gap close reversals. It has a strong history of consistently pushing down. It has a strong history of not lasting too long and then selling, not lasting too long for an upside move and then selling off very rapidly, right? It's been like this for over a year now. So put your odds in that favor of that short term in that midterm trend. And this is the best possible situation where we could be buying Roku puts. It's just like this all over again. It has the gap down, it rockets back up, it fills the gap, and then it starts to sell off, right? So you get the point. You get the basics of the strategy. It's just like Walmart all over again, right? And you can use this with other stocks. Just understand that not all stocks are created equally. Each stock has a different chart, and this is a phenomenal chart. This is what you would want your charts to look like in terms of using this strategy on the put side, right? You'd want a long-term bearish trend. You'd want a mid-term bearish trend. You want a short-term bearish trend. What really matters is that short and mid-term price action, right? So let's talk confirmations, right? Let's talk confirmations. So this is what I'm seeing on Roku as well in terms of more reasons why I'm bearish. It's turning key support. You have key support right here in this 80 to 85 range. This is key support. It sells off, goes to 62, rockets back up. Now it's reacting as a resistance for 2 days in a row, right? So it's turning previous support into key resistance. It looks like Walmart all over again, right? And another reason why I was so stoked to make this video today is it's having the first red day. And this is another reason, so I'm giving you all the reasons. I'm literally sharing with you the best information possible in terms of reading price action. You can use this on other stocks. It just has to have the patterns in the charts. Another reason why I'm so bearish is it's finally having the first red day. Now, let's study how Roku reacts when it has a strong move to the upside, then it has the first red day. Right here, strong move to the upside, first red day. 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 When it has that first red day towards key resistance, it tends to just continue to sell off within some time, right? So these are the A1 I'm giving you. This is the gold mine. This is the gold mine of setups. This is something where I size in big. This is something where I take full advantage of this, right? So with that being said, we need to go over the plan and the confirmations. 82.26. This is the game plan. The best price for Roku puts was $85.17, and we disclosed that in my previous videos. The new best price is going to be the lower highs. We have a gap to fill right here at 82.26. This is the price where you need to strongly consider buying put options. This is where I go heavy. I go heavy here. This is where I hit it with size. This is where I buy hundreds of contracts. So that will be the game plan. 82.26. When it hits that, wait for it to react as a resistance level. Wait for it to break down a little bit. Wait for it to react as a resistance level. Wait for it to form a bearish pin, some lower highs, bearish pin right here, lower highs. Wait for those confirmations or a doji. Buy the puts. That is the best price you're going to be able to buy puts on Roku this week. 82.26. Now, let's discuss, and that's the day trading plan. So now let's talk targets for this week. We're going to have about 2 to 3 targets. So in terms of targets and in terms of key breakdowns, this is what I need you to understand. All of our support is at 78.50. So I want you to understand our channel is pretty much 78.50 to 82.26. That's our overall channel. So the low of our channel right now is 78.50. The high of our channel right now is going to be considered 82.26, right? So we're trading in this channel. When 78.50 cracks, our next target is going to be right here, 75.40. When that cracks, our next target is going to be $73. If that cracks, then it goes to $70. What are my overall targets? What am I looking for in terms of reward? I'm not looking to take profit at 78.50. And now if I were day trading, that's where I would be taking profit. So in terms of day trading, that's where you take profit towards the 79 area, 78.50. In terms of swing trading, I would be aiming for 73.50 to 75.50. In between that zone, 75.50 to 73.50. Take profits at those key zone levels for swing trading. Now, what needs to occur for this to be a swing trade? Well, the same thing as Walmart. We need a bearish candlestick on the daily. So for day trading, we need bearish candlesticks on the 1 minute time frame. For swing trading, we need bearish candlesticks on the daily, which is not determined until the market closes, because we don't know what these candlesticks are going to look like. In advance. In terms of the daily chart, we don't know what they're going to look like when market opens till close. We don't know what they're going to look like. The market could flip-flop at any time. Am I overall bearish, and do I think it's going to close weak once it fills that gap? Yes, but the market could flip-flop. Things can flip-flop. It's a possibility. So in terms of swing trading, swing trades are not determined until the market closed, because the strategy is based off of what the 1 day candle looks like. And the 1 day candle is not officially formed, where it cannot be affected by any market conditions or any flip-flops until the market closed. So swing trades pretty much aren't entered by 3:55 p.m. Basically, the day you enter the swing trade, your position will have zero impact. It's not going to move much at all. It's all going to have movement the next day, right? So what I'm showing you is this is what we need. Walmart fills the gap. When it fills this gap, as a swing trader, we wait for a bearish candlestick at this level. And then right here, this was the bearish candlestick at this level. It hit the level. It didn't matter that it went above the level because it closed weak. It closed weak. It closed lower than the gap. It formed a bearish candlestick, and you could see it worked. It had gap close reversal and sold off hard the next day. That's what we're looking for. All we are looking for to enter a swing trade on Roku puts, and you could do this on other stocks as well, just make sure they're extremely bearish charts and all the variables that I'm telling you, because this is literally gold. This price action is literally printing me money on a weekly basis. So on Roku, you wait for a bearish candlestick, a red bearish candlestick. That's it. A red bearish candlestick on the daily. That is not determined. That is not confirmed until the market closes, right? So here's one thing, and here's another thing, right? So let's say Roku it rockets back up, which it likely will. Let's say it rockets back up to 82.26, and you buy puts. If you buy those puts early, you just have to understand that it is not a swing trade. It is a day trade. So if you buy those puts early, it is a day trade. Swing trades are not made until the close, because any flip-flop can happen, right? I understand some people are like, but I'm getting that best entry, right? If I do it the other way, I might be buying the puts lower when Roku's at 80 and at 82.26. I see where you're coming from, but I'm telling you, I would much rather trade swing trades in a much confirmed passion, because it can flip-flop at any time. So that's up for you to decide if you want to trade based off of a price or based off of a confirmation. If you trade based off the confirmation, you will have a higher win rate, and you will be in a 10 times safer position. Your entry might not be as good, because Roku can hit this gap and then it can close weak. It can close at like 79.50, and then you buy puts at 79.50 for the swing, much lower than 82.20. I get it. But what I need you to understand is this. In terms of swing trading, it is based off of a confirmation. Not so much as trying to get the perfect entry. It's trying to get the perfect confirmation to ensure that the stock is going to crash the next day. That's the purpose of the swing trade. The day trade is where you get that perfect entry. Swing trade, you're getting your perfect entry for the next day. That's how I want you to think about it. You're not getting the perfect entry for today if you're swing trading because of the confirmation. You're getting the perfect entry for the next day. That's how that works with swing trading. So I just need you to understand that, right? I personally think this could be one of those situations where you can be fine just holding and swing trading puts 82.26, even if the bearish confirmation doesn't come in. But I use confirmations, and just understand with swing trading, you got to trade in a confirmation wave, right? So that's the game plan. Game plan, very, very simple. If you're swing trading, you want to play it safe, you can go at August 19th. I personally think August 12th are going to be fine. If you like out of money strikes, 79 is the lowest I would go. 79 or 78 strike. That's for those of you who are more risky, who are going further out of the money. I will say I don't go out of the money, but on this particular play, I will be going a little bit out of money on some strikes with light size, and then I'm going to be sizing in very heavy on like probably the 80 strike, in the 82, 81, 82. I'm going to be getting multiple strikes. So yeah, that's the game plan, and that is how I'm planning to trade the best setup at the best price. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you like the video. I will give you guys further updates on this upcoming position.